let's take a look at 7 keys to this second half comeback. And you're going to want to make note of this. This is really important stuff if you're going to be confident entering the second half. Well, first of all, you've got to have this written game plan. You've got to have it in your possession. You've got to have it that shows you how much money you've got, when you're going to spend it, where you're going to take it from, what are the taxes on it. You have to have this in place because just like everything else in life, the players on the court are going to change when you leave the locker room and head out to the second half of life. Things will be different, and you better have this game plan. Number 2, the game plan needs to take into account this concept I created called the 3 halves of life. Folks, most of you are waiting way too long to spend your money. That needs to start occurring in the halftime, and then in halftime is when you're going to work on and developing a second half strategy that's going to look totally different from the strategy you had at halftime. Number 3, the other thing you're going to have to do to make this comeback in the second half, you got to keep these fees and costs down. Folks, think about this. For every dollar you spend in fees, that's $1 out of your pocket, but listen, you lose the interest on that dollar forever, which is why at Tony Walker Financial, for all of our services through our Charles Schwab platform, our fee is only 0.8%, and that includes all of our planning. So many of you come to me and I look at your stuff and I'll say, by the way, what are you charged in fees? What is your advisor charging you? And you'll say, I don't know. They never tell me that. Well, think about this. That's really odd when you think about it because there's no other business but the money business where people can charge you fees on your money and never tell you what those fees are. It's crazy, but you need to make sure you know what the fees are. If your advisor won't tell you, my advice, get a second opinion or maybe even get a different coach. Number 4, what can you do to have this comeback in the second half? You've got to address this issue of long-term care, nursing homes, poor health, the things that might happen in the future, and make a decision once and for all as to what you're going to do about it, if anything. By the way, we covered this in detail on one of our most recent shows. My favorite son-in-law, Trey Jurgens, put a wonderful video about your options to deal with long-term care, which can be found at TonyWalkerFinancial.com. So if long-term care, going into a nursing home, losing your assets down the road to long-term care costs is a concern for you, highly encourage you to watch that video and let us know if we can be of help. Number 5, there's an old saying, folks, and I agree with this saying, you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. But let me tell you this, you need to make sure all of those baskets are under one roof once you get to the second half. Think about this a minute. Think of all the changes that are coming up, the ability to try to keep up with all of your money. And as you get older, that's going to be harder and harder to do. So the more assets, the more baskets that are under one roof, such as a planning firm like Tony Walker Financial, who has the know-how and expertise to help you deal with all these changes that are going to come your way, that's going to put you in a position of more confidence, and I guarantee you, you're going to worry less about money. Number 6, now this assumes you're a saver, that you're more concerned about the return of your money than on it. You are going to want to have some of your money, not all of it necessarily, but some of your money in what my granddad called
Mailbox Money.
So again, what is mailbox money? Well, remember, mailbox money, those are contracts issued by insurance companies. They're called annuities. And the annuities are set up so that whenever you're ready for that mailbox money, guaranteed income for the rest of your life, we can start that income and you'll know that no matter how long you live, you will never outlive that account. So if you have any interest in Mailbox Money, we got a great booklet I've written on it called Mailbox Money Made Easy. Why don't you download that right now and read up on that? I think you're going to find that you're going to want some of that mailbox money. And of course, with more and more advisors selling annuities, you want to make sure you're working with an advisor who, again, provides you the game plan first, then purchase the annuity. Please, please, please be careful about rushing out here and tying up all your money in annuity with no game plan. That's a recipe for disaster. And finally, the 7th key to a second half comeback in retirement is just take less risk. Now again, assuming you're tired of your advisor telling you to always just hang in there when the stock market is dropping like a rock, you need to do something about it. And what do? You just got to stop taking all this risk. I mean, why in the world would you take risk at this point of your life, in the second half of life, especially if you don't have to? Well, the only way to confirm this risk and whether it's necessary to be taking all this risk is through, again, we're right back to the same thing, a written game plan. Which means if you're taking a lot of risk, proves you probably don't have a game plan, because most of the savers I meet, when they get into halftime or especially in the second half of life, they're telling me, Tony, I don't want to take a lot of risk. Show me some other options, which we can do that.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.